UFC Vegas 43. These are the full card predictions and the betting breakdown. Smash that like button, guys. Let's get 200 likes on this breakdown. Much love to everybody tuning in. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on those post notifications too. Get into it. It's UFC Vegas 43. Decent card here. Not the best main event, but still fights. And the UFC coming through with tons of fighters every weekend. This first fight of the night is Luana Pinheiro versus Sam Hughes. In this matchup, I like Pinheiro a lot here, but she's going to be tested a bit versus Hughes. I mean, Sam Hughes is not a bad fighter, decent Thai style of striking with some solid forward pressure. I'd say she's pretty strong in the clinch. On the opposite side, Luana Pinheiro, skilled kickboxer with a decent striking game, good athleticism for sure. You look in that fight versus Ronda Marco, she had some pretty good moments. Showed some decent boxing too, and I mean, she's quick, has some nice hooks. I feel like in this fight versus Sam Hughes, Pinheiro's going to work towards a hard-fought decision, outstriking her. Hughes, I do expect to potentially look to clinch up, grapple a bit, slow down Pinheiro, but striking-wise, I got to go Pinheiro. I think she wins this matchup. I believe win by decision. Let's see the odds for this one. Minus 340, plus 309. I don't like the bet here for these girls, and I feel like Sam Hughes, I feel like she could deserve a little better odds. I mean, Pinheiro's like not that proven yet. Sam Hughes went the distance with Loma Lookboonmee in the last one. The fight before that, I mean, she fought Tecia Torres. Her eye busted up, and they stopped it in the corner, but I think the odds could be closer. Still, though, liking Luana Pinheiro, I feel like she wins it by a decision. Second fight of the night, Qileng Nuerdanbieke versus Sean Soriano. I really like Soriano here. The stand-up game is good for him. I mean, he has a pretty solid kickboxing skill set, fast hands, decent pop. I liked him when he jumped back into the UFC against Christos Giagos, losing that fight, but it was up a weight class at 55. He now fights at his more natural weight, 145. On the opposite side, Nuerdanbieke, pretty pressure-heavy grappling game, kind of a chain wrestling style. He's really physically strong, okay with the stand-up. I do expect him to throw power shots striking, but you got to be cautious on the feet with Soriano. Probably going to be looking to throw maybe overhands and then get inside and clinch up for Nuerdanbieke. I feel like Soriano will fend off most of the wrestling, but that first round I could see some potential problems. I do think Soriano finds his mark on the feet. Knockout, round number 2, Sean Soriano versus Qileng Nuerdanbieke. What I'm liking for this fight. Odds-wise, Soriano, a good favorite. Makes sense, I guess, because of his impressive loss up a weight class. Some good moments against Giagos. Minus 233, plus 206. I like Sean Soriano. KO in the spot. Next fight of the night, Cody Durden and Aori Qileng. I like Durden in this fight, but it's close, and you see the odds being near pick'ems there, pretty much even. I see why. Aori brings in a pretty dangerous stand-up game, bit of a brawling style, likes to mix it up inside. On the opposite side, Durden, though, more of the good wrestler with pressure-heavy wrestling, chain wrestling attack. And when he gets on top, he's hard to deal with. I mean, that draw with Gutierrez had good moments there, and showcased a lot on the ground. If he can control the pace, work towards 3 rounds with Aori, I think he can win a decision. Aori, can he stop the takedown of Durden? That's something that concerns me. And can Durden control the pace enough, even when on top, that he keeps a decent stamina game in there? Because Aori on the feet is going to be hard. I'll pick Durden, decision, but not an easy matchup. True pick'ems fight. I'm excited to see them face off, and maybe we'll get a different take later on in the week. But right now, it's Durden, decision. Odds, minus 120, plus 125. I got to go with the wrestler, Cody Durden, by decision here. The next one, Striker's Delight here, Terrance McKinney versus Ziam. I like McKinney. It's not an easy fight because Ziam's a decent prospect, really rangy kickboxer, fights well from distance, good straight punches, quick low kicks. Now you look a loss to Don Madge, controlled a bit against the cage by a strong guy who's now fighting in the PFL. McKinney on the opposite side, though, will bring that striking style. He's a powerful kickboxer. You look at his last 4 knockouts, all in the first round, 3 of which were under 20 seconds. Explosiveness is something you get with McKinney. If he lands one big shot, he's going to put you down. I mean, he has a real power edge over Ziam. Ziam more the volume style guy. I feel like Terrance McKinney here with that power threat is going to make Ziam a bit tentative. I expect McKinney to land some big punches. I'm going to go for the stretch here and pick McKinney by 2nd round knockout, but I could see them working for 3 rounds. But I think McKinney's power can lead it through, and I think he can knock out Ziam in this spot. I like Terrance McKinney a lot. He's a prospect that definitely is on my radar. Minus 105, plus 105, near pick'ems. We're going McKinney, KO, TKO, round 2. The next fight of the night, Loma Lookboonmee versus Lupita Godinez. Let's note this. Godinez fought 3 weeks ago, a month ago, then it was 6 months back. So since coming into the UFC, she's been super active. I mean, the past month, she's had 2 fights. She comes back and takes on Loma Lookboonmee. I respect the hell out of that for going for it. I'm going to pick Lookboonmee here, though. I think it's a little bit of a jump in competition. Yes, both 6-2 records, but Jin Yu Frey win, Sam Hughes win dominantly in the last one, and the loss to Angela Hill and a win over Alexa Albu. The UFC career, especially since she fought Angela Hill, I mean, that's high-level experience. Godinez recent loss to Jessica Penne, also then went out there and lost to Luana Carolina. I got to go Loma Lookboonmee. I think that she wins by a decision here. Tricky striking game, bit of an awkward style. The hand sometimes low, but super fast and explosive, and has a solid grappling base. Godinez will look to wrestle. She is a pressure grappler. She's going to look to chain wrestle throughout, get on top, get positioning even against the clinch, and just control Loma. I don't think she'll be able to do that. I think Lookboonmee wins a decision here. Looking at the lines, Lookboonmee sitting at a plus 130 underdog to the minus 144 favorite. I got to go with Loma Lookboonmee, the underdog here. That's my pick. I think she does get it done by a decision in this matchup and beats Lupita Godinez, but mad respect for the consistency fighting for Lupita. Next one, Rafa García, Natan Levy. I like Levy. Garcia let me down big time in his last UFC fight against Grutzmacher. He was outstruck. You look at the boxing game of Garcia, it's there. He's explosive, but not supremely technical, not great head movement. He has some decent offensive skills, but a guy with straight shot throws him off on the feet. Granted, Natan Levy, grappler in this fight, gonna look to clinch up and wrestle with Rafa Garcia. Garcia, a beast of a wrestler, can he potentially keep it on the feet here and do some work? I think Natan Levy will find a way to clinch up and even get Rafa Garcia down. I could see him landing takedowns. I think Natan Levy wins this bout. I feel like Rafa Garcia defensively will be sound enough to go to 3. I like Natan Levy win by decision in this fight here. The odds are sitting at near even, plus 110 for Garcia, minus 107 for Natan Levy. I got Natan Levy here beating Rafa Garcia by a decision. Exciting fight for his UFC debut. 6-0 prospect for real. The next one in featured prelim. Tucker Lutz versus Pat Sabatini. Man, I like Sabatini a lot. I think he's a real tricky grappling prospect. Quick submission of Jamal Emmers in the last one. Look at his UFC debut. It was against Tristan Connolly, who actually has a win over Michel Pereira. Good performance. Beat him on the feet and was able to out-grapple him. I think Tucker Lutz is tricky standing up. Does have a wide stance, solid kickboxing, quick hands, good hooks, loopy hooks. Sabatini a little bit crisper, better wrestler without a doubt. I think Sabatini finds a way to get this fight to the floor. It's going to be super tricky when he gets the fight to the mat. I think he works towards potentially a decision here, but I could see a submission too for Sabatini if he's able to soften Lutz up with some ground and pound. I like Pat Sabatini. The odds for him winning Sabatini. Minus 139, plus 140. I like Sabatini, the slight favorite here against Tucker Lutz. Man, gotta say, lots of competitive matchups on this card. But let's jump to the main card. If you guys haven't, smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and let's talk the main card. Adrian, Yanez, Davey Grant. Fantastic matchmaking, but a big step up in competition for Yanez. I really feel like Davey Grant has a shot here. You look at the last fight for Yanez, was touched up badly on the feet by Randy Costa. Now, he does have more range against Davey Grant, but I feel like Davey could potentially close distance, land big punches. I feel like Yanez is a hell of a prospect, but Grant is a gritty veteran, tough Britishman. Giving him this fight early in the UFC career, a guy that just gave Marlon Vera a tricky matchup. If Yanez wins, he really proves himself as that prospect. But I think Davey Grant will surprise a lot of people here. And I'm going Davey Grant knockout in the second round. It could be a stretch. It could be a mispick. But I have to go with it. I feel like the lines are doubting him. Proven performances. I mean, he was on a 3-fight win streak right up until the last one against Marlon Vera. And Marlon Vera's top flight contender. I think Davey Grant surprises a lot of people here and gets the win over Adrian Yanez, who is a hell of a prospect, without a doubt, win or lose. Davey Grant, plus 230. Adrian Yanez, minus 249. I'm going Davey Grant in this fight. Next one. Joanne Wood versus Talia Santos. No longer Joanne Calderwood, just Joanne Wood now. Looking at this fight, I think Santos runs through her. I don't think it's all that competitive. Superb technical striking from Santos. Great athleticism and grappling. Joanne Calderwood's a decent Thai-style striker. Nice front kicks. But she's fighting a girl with, I believe, too much pressure. And also too much range management. I feel like Talia Santos is just overall going to be hell to deal with for Calderwood. Win by decision for Talia Santos here. I think she beats JoJo. Looking at the lines for this one, Santos minus 290, Calderwood plus 275. And I got to agree with the lines here. I think it's a gap in ability here. The featured bout of the night, Hani Yaya and Kyo Ho Hang. This fight's interesting. I gotta lean Yaya, and when I first broke this fight down, it was in July, and then the fight's now been rescheduled all the way in November, but I'm glad we get to see it. Yaya is a hell of a grappler. Submission ace. Kyo Ho Hang, tricky guy on the ground too. Now, does have a little bit of height and reach advantage, that being for Ho Hyang, but I feel like they'll want to go to the floor here, and I think that Hyang would also be somewhat curious to test his grappling abilities versus Yaya. I think he'll have a hard time just keeping it on the feet. I feel like Yaya, even though not the best striker, having that grappling threat, he's awkward standing up. I think Yaya works towards a submission in the second round and wins this bout. It's pick'ems here. The odds sitting about minus 107 for Yaya, minus 102 for Ho Hyang. It's pick'ems here. It's even money, and it makes sense why both these guys have styles that could really pose threats to one another. But I really feel like Yaya's submission game a little bit better, and I feel like he gets it done. Who knows for Yaya how much longer in the career, but definitely an interesting bantamweight fight. Now the co-main event, Michael Chiesa versus Sean Brady. This is a really competitive fight. I'm going to go with the stretch of Michael Chiesa, and this could go, to bite me in the ass. But I mean, we just looked at Chiesa streaking, and then he loses one fight to Luque. Sean Brady's a good prospect, but he's only 4-0 in the UFC. He hasn't fought that next level of guy, especially a guy with the wrestling capabilities of Chiesa. Ground skill set, tricky submissions. Sean Brady, athletic and explosive, but Chiesa has the range advantage here. Physical strength, you're probably a little bit lean Brady. I think Chiesa can still go out there and win a hard-fought decision. I think this is one of those coin flip fights. I think it's super close, but I'm going Michael Chiesa, win by decision against the 14-0 Sean Brady. If Brady wins, though, that would be insanely impressive to now beat Chiesa and be 15-0. Brady's a surging contender in this welterweight division with the win. minus 145, plus 138. I think Chiesa could be the guy to do it. We'll see how they look on the scales. Coin flip fight, leaning Michael Chiesa, though, here by upset. In the main event, Qileng Vieira versus Miesha Cupcake Tate. Vieira, unfortunate loss in that last one. I thought she should have earned the decision. But I think in this one, she could lose this fight truly. Miesha Tate looked better than she ever has in that UFC return. Absolutely running through Marion Reneau. But obviously, Reneau not the top flight girl in the division. Qileng Vieira, a big step. I feel like Miesha Tate's striking game has evolved a bit here. It looks better than ever. Excellent wrestling. Vieira struggles a little bit against that pressure style. With Kunitskaya, there were still moments. And I mean, Kunitskaya did earn the official judge's decision. I think Tate can close distance, wrestle a bit, make this a hard fight for Qileng Vieira, gas her out towards the 4th and 5th. I think that Miesha Tate works towards a decision. The first two, I could see them being extremely competitive, and Vieira having some power on the feet could hurt Miesha, but I think Miesha, if she can survive those first two, I do believe she will. 3, 4, and 5 could be hers. Win by decision for Miesha Cupcake Tate over Qileng Vieira. The odds for this one, Vieira is a plus 103 dog, Tate minus 112 favorite. The odds are super close, and it is a really competitive fight. Looking forward to watching it. Overall, I mean, it's not the 10 out of 10 card, but it's some fun matchups, some potential dogs that could come through. I'm looking forward to this event. Much love to everybody tuning in. Appreciate it. Smash that like button, subscribe, and turn those post notifications on if you're new. I will have a live stream dropping this week with some UFC predictions. We'll live chat it up a bit. This week's best MMA bets, weigh-in recap shows. So keep it locked in here at MMA Experts. Much love, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace, guys.